My name is Lori Beachgrass, and I'm a daughter, and a wife, and a mother, and a boo-boo, which means grandma in grandson speak, and a teacher, and a singer, and a thrift store guru, and a cat lover, and a follower of Christ, and a poet. Tonight, instead of featuring my thoughts on world issues and solutions to anybody's problems, I've chosen to just share some stuff about my life. You may or may not have heard these words from me before. If you haven't, I hope you enjoy them and maybe learn something from them. If you have heard them, it's 20 minutes, you'll be fine. So the first two poems I'm going to read, three little poems, are from my teaching life. And the first one, this is one of the very first spoken words I ever wrote. And it was way back maybe in 2012 or so. And this is in response, I worked in the Kappa program at West Middle School. This is response to not having any parents involved and having to bribe them to even come and be involved with their children. It's called participation points. Be a participant, not just a spectator. Be involved now and reap your benefits later. Touch those lives. Make them sit up and listen. Your words need to light up the room. They need to glisten with the sound of things that are to come. Make them visualize their futures, but remember where they're from. Be a participant, not just a spectator, a life shaper, a coach, and an image creator. Jump into those lives. Start a solid change for good. Let them know there's greatness beyond their own hood, because what these kids need is more than what they lack. They need to know that you've got their back. Always giving, always reaching, always pushing them toward gold. They need a backbone made of steel and a firm hand to hold. Be a participant, not just a spectator. A human being is great, but a human doing is greater. They hear, do as I say and not as I do. And these words, they stick in their minds like super glue. Be careful when you say, listen to me, because they do, and they watch, and they learn, and they see that what comes out of your mouth and your actions match. So go ahead and let down your guard. Attach. Next poem is called Surreal. The surreal reality that teachers face daily is tragic. I never ever dreamed when I became a teacher in 1989 that part of my ongoing educational courses would include active shooter survival training. Practicing survival. Teaching how to escape death. Huddling 30+ students under my desk. Shutting shades, locking doors, turning off lights, hiding for our lives. Teaching these littles that nouns and are people, places, and things, and how to identify the main theme of a story, and how to create a catchy thesis statement, and the best way to throw a book at an assailant is to distract them long enough to grab their weapon. The emotional trauma that students as well as teachers face just participating in these drills is immense. Like the stress of middle and high school, with all the drama that swirls around us every day isn't enough. I'm heartbroken that this surreal reality is so real. This next poem is called I Can't Turn It Off. And I always think about you when I read this. So this was written during COVID, and so there's a little COVID twist in this because teachers had a struggle during COVID as well. And by the way, my lit ups, we went from being on campus at West Middle School as 7th graders. We had 65 kids coming once a week to read and write and listen. It's brilliant. And we said goodbye at Easter break, and then we never came back. So these kids literally went from working in front of a screen all day to then coming to lit up Zoom, which was the Zoom where it happened, is what we called it. And they still showed up there. And they still presented work that they'd written, and we still hung out and looked at people's new outfits and talked about each other pretty much. And so it was, COVID was a different time, but these kids were motivated to continue to write. Okay.
I can confirm that.
Being an English teacher, a lover of the language, an author, a reader, a storyteller, a poet. It's not just a career or a life choice. It's who I am. It affects everything I do, everything that I say, everything that I hear. It greatly affects how I view others and the world around me, because I can't turn off being an English teacher. I think a lot about words, how my words affect others, how their words affect me. I overthink everything I read and I hear and I say, because words matter. And by the way, I'm always silently correcting your grammar. I can't turn off being an English teacher. It's kind of like the music that you hear playing in the grocery store or at a restaurant. You don't consciously choose to hear that music, but it's there, playing in the background of your day. You can tune into it if you want, but you can also tune it out. The words I hear and read are always replaying in the background of my day. Sometimes I can tune them out, but most of the time I dwell on them. I constantly think, did they mean that? I mean, if they didn't mean that, why did they phrase it that way? I mean, they could have said, I can't turn off being an English teacher, especially at night. Here's a little glimpse of my yesterday. I woke up exhausted. I was dead tired at noon, and I could have joined my 3 cats in a little nap at 3. I just couldn't wait to get into my favorite polka dot sleepers with the feet and the 12-foot zipper and snuggle into my electric blanket heaven. And then, words. A co-pilot is someone trained in aviation who assists a pilot. A co-author collaborates with another writer to produce a written product. Cooperation means working together toward a common goal. So the prefix co means with and together and associated with in an action or with another person. So then, COVID. We're in it together. It's a stretch, I know, but it was late, okay? I can't turn off being an English teacher. Thank you. Okay, you got it.
All the time you want.
All right. So the next one I want to share is about my grandsons. I told you that I was a daughter, and I wrote poems for my mother and my father, and I've written poems for other people in my life, but the one I want to share today is called These Boys. And they are precious. Once upon my lifetime, there were these 2 radiant boys, my internal, eternal joys, my lifelines. They challenge me, balance me, cause me to examine me, leading me into the land of reprioritizing my priorities, reading bedtime stories, memorizing these little guys, painting colors in the skies, catching countless fireflies, seeing life through their precious eyes, leading me to realize that all my life's accomplishments are summed up in these 2 little lives. What did I do before they were here? Adding up days year after year, when did it become so crystal clear that their births would be my rebirth? That their lives would fuel my life? my chippy chomping Chandler bear, my chocolate streaked Sonic with the flopsy mopsy hair, my soft sweet smiley Linden, this blue-eyed wonder with the silly monkey grin. Your precious life is beginning to begin. So please don't forget that I'm always right here waiting for both of you.
How do you do that without crying?
Well, that was a trick, wasn't that good? So I know, before I started it, I was thinking about, I love Oreos. I just love Oreos. I mean, I have to do that, otherwise I cry like a baby. So, I'm not reading any other ones about my family except one little one. Last year, I was in the hospital with pneumonia for 2 weeks and was very sick. And I still am dealing with the fallout from that. And it was a scary time for all of us, for sure. But I wrote this little poem for my husband, and it's just little. When you find yourself in a scary health jam, get you a gym. When you're unprepared for that breathing exam, get you a gym. When unplanned things happen to you, you have no clue what to do or not to do, and you honestly don't think you'll make it through, get you a gym. Thank you, honey, is nowhere near enough to express my gratefulness through this pneumonia stuff and say, because of your tenderness, I remain tough. I'm so blessed to have got me a gym. So these next couple poems, and my poems are really short, but these next couple poems are about the multiple sclerosis that I carry in my body. And sometimes I'm a ray of sunshine and a supporter of people that have MS, and sometimes I hate it a lot. So these poems kind of are all over the place. But I just wanted to really share them because it's a big part of me. This is called, and I'm just going to read them straight through. The first one's called That Secret. I have a secret hiding in me. If you look close enough, you maybe can see a glimpse of my daily reality. It's not a secret with which I'm ashamed. It's not a game. There's no one to blame, but I try to hide it just the same. It sometimes slips out a bit when I walk. It tries to reveal in the way that I talk. I carry it with me and I cannot ignore. It keeps me from participating in things that I adore. I can't do many things like I used to before my secret kicked open my life's door. Same. Feeling abnormal now is my new normal. Feeling like this body isn't mine. Waking up in pain. It's the same every day. Feeling unfine defines fine. This gradual graying of my everyday, erasing where the colors used to be. My mind is tired of trying to push this darkness away. How I long for the day when I'll wake up free. We read that there is a place where there'll be no more pain, but that place is so far away. If I had but one wish that could be given, not forever, but maybe just one day, it would be that on earth as it is in heaven, pain would leave us all alone. Don't even text us on our phones. Just turn around and run far away. One little wish, one fine day. I want to run away from this moment, from this day, from this incessant pain chasing me, erasing me with no refrain. I want to run away from my present plans best laid, from my nerves weathered and frayed, from unfair games that are played. I want to run away. But honestly, I may have to delay my runaway, because after reviewing my options and taking a short little quiz, I don't actually know where away is. I don't have much cash. I don't run very fast. I'm confident my energy won't last, but still I want to run away. Now, we all know that I'm gonna stay. I've got family to love. I've got bills to pay. I've got 3 cats to feed. I've got so many prayers to pray. I want to run away, but not today. This one is called I'll. Listen up, MS, because I can still stand, I will stand. Because I can still walk, I'll walk. I'll fight, I'll balk, I'll dismiss the strife. You can take me out of the life that I loved, but you can't take my love for life. Because I can still move, I'll move. Because I can still speak, I will speak. And even though my strength is weak, and my sleep robbed, my days infinitely long, my spirit is still strong. I'll keep singing my song. You can take my looks and my shape and my gait, but there are things I will not tolerate. You can't take my thoughts, my creative inner voice. Those belong to only me, they're my own choice. You see, I'll continue to use my new normalcy to do what I can, all I can, until I can't. And then, I'm confident there will be new things I can and better things I will do, because I'll show you. I'll show you. My life's unplanned paradigm shift may challenge my limits, but they will never stifle my God-given gifts.
Yay.
And that's enough about MS. This next poem I wrote about a year ago now, when all of a sudden I met a whole bunch of poets. A bunch of poets. And I don't know where they all came from. I really don't know what happened. It just kind of exploded into all this poet stuff, and I don't know. We went to the Nordloff. Since these kids were 8th grade, did we start going down there? So that was, what, 4, 5, 6 years ago? And that was it for open mic in Rockford. We had open mic, 1 day a month. And we would go down there every month, and sometimes it was just us. And we would just use the mic to talk to each other. And all of a sudden, this whole poet community blew up in its awesomeness. And I wrote this about all of these friends that I made in a little tiny period of time. It's called Those Parts. Am I too old to make new friends? Is there an expiration date on finding people whose interests and stories and humor and quirks and luggage match your own? See, here's the thing. Growing old does not come with a manual. It's a trial by fire, learn as you go, feel it in your bones, watch others do it kind of happening. And it's also kind of fun. I mean, not all of it. Not these parts. What was I saying? Why did I come in this room? Why is it so hot in here? Why am I always in charge? Why does live music have to start so late? Good grief, tell me I do not look as old as she does. Why is Depeche Mode on the oldie station? Seriously, stop chewing so loudly. I think I just peed a little bit. Parts. Not those parts. Not at all. It's these parts. It's the, ooh, I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Eating dessert first. Rarely using the alarm clock. Remembering what that building was. And before that it was. And before that, not hesitating to openly love or hug or cry or talk to yourself out loud or sing everything. Cherishing people you never thought you would. Eating dessert, wait a minute, I already said that one. Well, those parts. Those lovely parts. Am I too old to make new friends? You know, at this point, I can do just about anything I want. I have 2 more. This called Walk This Way. It's my daughter Lori, the phone call began. We've noticed that when she walks, her ankles turn in. The doctor was nice enough. He had me stand tall. He watched me walk in the room and down the hall. Then my parents and he had a prescriptive talk about the way my ankles turned in when I walk. This issue is correctable, but can't be denied. She needs supportive shoes with special inserts inside. This development expert already knew that if I didn't get these corrective things in my shoes, I would have a lifelong struggle with mobility, though my pain would be difficult for others to see. We each have been given uniquely different footwear. Some stomp around proudly, some don't really much care. Some blame others for their own lame shoe choices. Some quietly wallow not using their voices, never realizing their shoes were not chosen, but given by the one who gives us a purpose for living. By God's own designment, his divine assignment, he knew without question where each pair of shoes went. He placed those shoes on our ever-growing feet, knowing our life's road would often be unsweet. He wants us to take our eyes off of our feet and look up and out till our eyes finally meet. Walk a mile in my shoes? That's impossible, you see, because the shoes I'm wearing were tailor-made for me. We'll all be tempted to try on other shoes. We'll wander away losing focus, being confused, even though others don't quite fit right. Too flat, too tall, too loose, too tight. They're just the wrong shoes. Not a little, but quite. We'll all still try, despite knowing we'll lose and our desire to kick off our own given shoes, but we will end up the ones who will lose. The question's now, which shoes will you choose? Okay, and my last one is called Comfort Seekers. And I wrote this a long time ago. Why fit in when you can stand out? Celebrate your differences. Seek the unique. Everywhere we turn, these phrases are heard and read and sung and worn. And while we are all our own inimitable balls of distinctness, all humans share one trait. We crave comfort. From the moment we're born, we are comfort seekers. From being placed directly on our mother's chest after we arrive, to swaddling and rocking and pacifiers and white noise, before we can utter one word, all we are wanting is comfort. We search for comfortable shoes and socks, the nearly impossible to find comfortable jeans and hats and glasses and dresses with pockets. We've become comfort connoisseurs. In the spring, it's the comforting sound of the rain. In the summer, it's the comfort of a cool breeze and a mega pint of something. In the fall, it's the comforting smells of pumpkin spice and cinnamon donuts. In the winter, it's tidings of comfort and joy. There's comfort food and comfort zone and the comfort inn and the comfort of home. We search for the most comfortable chairs, beds, couches, cars, and airplane seats we can afford. We seek comfort in friendships and life partners and work environments. And at the end of our lives, comfort keepers. After compiling this list, it just makes sense to me that if comfort is all for which we search, we must fear being in the state of discomfort. But why? What words describe the opposite feelings of comfort? Discontent, disconnected, gloom, inconvenience, misery, grief, annoyance, distress, agitation, pain. Well, that's a pleasant list. It makes total sense that our senses sense comfort wherever we go, however we go, and with whomever we go. I choose to go with God, the great comforter. His daily affirmations and instructions to me include his rod and his staff comfort me. Perfect peace he brings to me and leaves with me. Keep listening to his words. Let them be your comfort. He comforts me in all my pain so that I may be able to comfort others who are in pain. So basically, in our lifelong quest for all things comfortable, turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. Thank you.
Yeah.